So today's video is quite simple. I've been doing this review about self-development and some information I found online with the help of I think Iman Geji. I think I need to add their handles in the description later, of which I'll surely add. I figured out that maybe reflecting on yourself is a good way to free yourself from what's holding you back. Whatever it is, maybe you don't feel like working, uh, chasing your dreams, or whatever it is, to your goals, your vision. It's quite simple. Just look, reflect on yourself. Like remember the situations and you went through that brought you here to the situation we're in now. Like re remember, try to remember how you grew up. Like okay, what you did when you were a kid. Uh, what situations that happened that you think is still affecting you to today. Like from my side, there was this situation that I was I got interested in art, which is drawing and all those stuff around I think the age of 6 7 years. There was this friend of mine who liked drawing a lot, so I wasn't that interested in it in the first place. I followed this guy around like he was like a leader to me, a role model. I followed him around that time. Then I started picking up the like the interest for drawing. But when I started, I became so good that he, we were young at that time. We were young, yeah, quite young. So around 7 years, I'm quite young. So, uh, but still, he had uh, the I don't know how to say the personality of a leader. But I don't know where he is right now. He was very inspirational to me. Like he did everything, and whatever he wants to do, he just do it, whether it's any money or what. So back to the topic is I became interested in drawing from what he did, and I went on to try my hands on how it's done. And quite frankly, as I worked towards it, like how to draw, how did he does this, or how do you even draw a curve, it piqued my interest, and to my surprise, I became so good more than him. Then he be going around bragging like, "Yeah, I did this. I taught him how to do that." But as I was growing up, I went and lived with my uncle, and at that time, I was still interested in art. But there was one day that he told me, "Hey, you better stop drawing. Like, don't draw again. If I see you drawing again, like you take a beating, or yeah, just give you some few slashes, you know, whip you here and there, then yes, you cool down." Because I was that time wasting a lot of sheets, like tearing this apart, drawing here, drawing there, misplacing it, and I got scolded for that. And from then, man, I'm telling you, I never drew again for like I think I was around 10 years at that time. So within 3 years, 3 4 years of experiencing the passion, the interest, and the burning desire to draw, at the age of the 10, I was forced to stop. It got to a point that I couldn't even draw again like I used to. I didn't have the passion for it as I used to back when I was young at that age. And I think it's affected me, and it's still affecting me now, because something that I could have done easily back then, now I find it hard to do because it's not there anymore. Like I don't feel the same way I did when I started, and I think it's why it held me back when I was in school because uh, senior high I was doing visual arts, which is the same artworks, drawing. Like I went all in circles and came back to the same position that I left, and I have to go through all the process again, learn how to draw all over again. Like seriously, you were good at something, but because of a certain issue, you left. Like you moved off track, then came back, and it's all a mess. So the best situation to find the cause of your problem. Okay, uh, if you've been held back because you can't talk in public, what happened? Maybe you were a kid, maybe you were in a situation whereby you spoke, yeah, you expressed yourself in a class when you were asked the question, and you have all your mates laughing at you because you made a mistake, and from then, yeah, it's affected you, man. What if I say this and they say they laugh at me? Like you don't feel like expressing yourself again now because you feel like someone will laugh at you. By the way, will someone watch this video? Oh well, for the record, let me put it there. So whatever the reason is, whatever the situation you are in, there might be a root cause. Finding that root cause is the basic solution. Why did you, or why are you stuck in where you are now? What's holding you back? What are those chains, those whatever cage you are in? So working, like I'm spending this whole, I think, month trying to remember my past life, like how I grew up, the situations, the problems I faced as I was growing up, and many things pop up. I quite remember uh, when I was, yes, the same, I think at the age of 6, 7, there was a time I was sacked from school because of fees. In my country, it's quite common, but I was sacked and I had to walk from school. Well, the distance is very long. Walk from the home in order to, let's say, get the money, the amount necessary to pay before I could get back to school. And it was the headmistress that sacked us. There were many of us to go and bring back that money before we can continue our class that we were having at that time. So that's around the age of 6, 7. Yes, I'm not quite sure, but it's around 6, 7 years. That's me, around 6, 7 years. I experienced that, and at the same time, I experienced the same thing when I was 10 years old, living in a different region of my country with my grandma. This one was quite harsh, I say. The situation wasn't quite good. Like I went through the same thing again, being sacked from school. Yeah, you need to pay these fees, pay it. You own this, you own the school this amount, and all that. It was quite. I don't know how to say it, but it was very very unpleasant. It's not a feeling that you would like to remember every day when you close your eyes and yeah, you feel like, man, whatever you do, like it stuck with me. So I experienced that more than once, more than twice. That's around the age of 10. By the age of 11, the same thing happened, and this one, it was during an examination. We were sacked here and there. Go home, go bring your fees. You got no money to pay. Like move out. Then we have to wait till they start. Like say, uh, everyone receive his question, the question sheets, the answer booklets, and we would just rush in, sit down, and our teacher being so, I say, well, compassionate, having sympathy on us, having the, I don't know what to say, was very, very kind, a very kind teacher at that time. So he will allow us to sit there and write the exam because, man, we came at last. We always wait for the last hour. And I remember there was a time that I think it hurts me a lot. Uh, I went back home for the money and I got none. Then I had to go back to school and try to come up with something to convince the teacher. At that very moment, like the thing has been building up in me for so long, like for 6 7 years. It's 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 a very painful thing. And there was this idea that popped up in my mind, like, what am I even doing in this world? Going through all this pain, all this suffering, just to be educated, just for education, just to learn something, and I couldn't afford it. The idea of committing suicide came to mind. I felt like I didn't have any reason to be in this world anymore. So it came to my mind, and I said, why? I don't know what I did in that situation, how I got myself out of it. Stop thinking about that thing. But I'm telling you, man, it's not quite easy. It came to my mind, and it's like, just go do it. Leave this world, and you'll be free of all these sufferings and all this pain, going up and down, this embarrassing situation. Where it wasn't the first time that pencil sets almost anything I have to provide for myself. Since it was free at that time, roaming around in a way that even all of it unconsciously, rather unconsciously didn't learn. I rather waste my time watching videos than learning, because if if truly I get a pass mark and I'm to go to the university, I'm going to pass through the whole process again. And I didn't want to experience the whole thing again. No matter what they tell me to do, hey, like, do this. Won't you get up and go? Won't you do this? Like, it's for your own future. Popping in. What if I go to school again and experience the same thing again? Shame. Geez, it wasn't that. I didn't want to go through that situation again. I didn't want to feel go through the same process, the same pain, the same humiliation, the same up and down, doing this, starving yourself, and yeah. So I didn't go. I think that was the main reason I quit. I am never in the university because, man, I can't afford it. And if I push myself, just go through the whole process of education, you come out with nothing. And the course, let's say, if I do graphic design with all those projects, yeah, like project and doing this, we are doing that. I didn't even have a PC. Up to now, I don't have one. So what was I going to do there? What am I going to use? Because they'll be doing Excel works, typing projects, presentation, slides. You don't have any of it, and you have to ask a friend and ask a friend. Like, you are in the same class, he's doing the same thing. So why should I give what I will use, my tool, to you for you to use, while I don't even have one for my own project? So, like, if I keep going on, it wasn't something like you say. Mostly someone would say it's an excuse, but it's not an excuse. It's like pain deep down that going through the whole process again won't benefit me anyway. And there were other factors, but I don't think I would ever be confident in studying after going through all that process. I'll just come back out with nothing, because I couldn't study. I couldn't focus on my education because now this week, this few. This is why this happened. This is why I made this. Yeah, this. No, this decision. The decisions that I made in the past. This is the reason why I made those decisions, because there were factors, and those factors, like those problems, root problems, were there and have existed for years. It wasn't something that happened a few seconds and it just vanished. I thought it was gone, but it was still there. So embrace yourself, because if you experience something once and it was an overwhelming for you, too overwhelming for you. No matter who, whatever speech or motivational speech and motivational videos you watch, in order to move forward, it will pull you back. It will drag you from wherever you stay. You experiencing the same thing, the same over the reason, go into something which will affect me or which will bring back that feeling again. That's it. Your mind doesn't want you to experience any harsh, I don't know, any overwhelming situation or event, any overwhelming event that happened in your past, like while you were growing up, to happen again. So it will stop you without you knowing it. Let's use an app for example. Some apps send information without you knowing it back to the software developers. You don't even know. Sometimes it won't even tell you anything. You just be sending back uh, back reports. Yeah, I think it's back reports back to the software producer, developers, whatever it is. So it's the same thing. It won't seek for your permission. Harsh, overwhelming memories. You said you have a happy life growing up. Man, revisit. There might be some situation, an event that occurred that's holding you back now. Even if it happened 20 years ago, it will still hold you back. So revisit that and find a solution for it. So mine is quite simple. It's either I find the money enough, then go into a uni again, because I don't want to feel the same thing all over again. I need to make preparations for that, and quite working towards myself, my journey in YouTube. Nah, man. Who is going to watch this? Just recording myself, because as time passes by, I forgot. Yeah, I know. So, YouTube being a file to keep my memories, my thoughts, all in one place. Revisiting it and seeing the progress I've made in my own life. And if it helps someone else, then that's cool with me. Impacting lives of others. I just found out all this information and I just want to get it out of me, because I don't feel. Yeah, I'm doing a monthly. I don't know if we take a whole year to get out of this situation. Reflecting on myself, revisiting those memories, thinking about what happened, what was the cause, how did it affect me, and what's the solution for it. If there is no solution for it, and if I can't remove that thing from there, then I'll accept it. Accept it as it is. Because if you don't accept yourself, who is going to accept it for you? You were left on top of the mountain and you can climb down. So now you are afraid of being alone. Simply don't ever put yourself in a situation where you'll be alone, or else it will just come back to you, to just keep coming back to you. So you need to find a solution for that. Why do you always feel scared? Okay, you were left alone once, Now you need to do something about it. Whether I go through therapy or what, you need to find solutions for it. You need to have confidence in yourself that you were never alone. Like, be present with yourself. Don't feel the same way. You don't need to feel the same way whenever you are alone and you are not doing it with anyone. Like, accept it that you are alone, and there are times that you need to be alone with yourself to feel your own presence and keep on fight on. Like, yeah. So me recording this video, and I don't know if anyone watch. But whatever. The journey is long, but it only starts with the first step forward. So building up my confidence in front of the camera. Yeah, camera quite fine. Like me. Move on. Find solutions. The root cause of it, and find solutions. There are many videos out there that you can watch. It forgotten the name. I think I'll leave the description to what helped me in. Yeah, I will leave the handles rather in the description. I'll leave the description in the description. Okay, so I'll leave the handles in the description. I don't need to have a problem. Oh yeah, P. I'm watching.